What's up? I'm still in Illinois. It's Monday. Truck still broke down, so I figured I'd do another video. Uh, when I put out the video on Trump's executive order, somebody made an interesting comment. That non-English speaking drivers, they're just going to move over to the hotshot division. And I made a quick comment on that. A quick response, that I hope that it would encourage those non-speaking CDL holders to become English proficient. But I thought I would take the time to unpack that a little more and talk about it a bit. Geese. So I dug into it a little more. Pretty much hot shots and their loads. As you can see, I'm a big truck driver. I don't know much about hot shots, but no, I wanted to touch on it, unpack it a little more, and see what the pros and cons would be of the non-English drivers going to hot shots. Right off the front, given what I've been seeing on the news, foreign non-domicile CDL drivers and the accidents they get in with these big trucks, at least according to the news footage that I'm seeing, it's carnage. So first off, right off the bat, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a little safer, because it's not, but in a sense it's gonna be less detrimental. The trucks are obviously lighter. You're comparing a hotshot driver with a gross vehicle weight of 26,000 pounds compared to a semi-tractor trailer that's 80,000 pounds. So it's smaller, it's lighter. Damage wise, it's not going to cause as much carnage, even though the goal and the purpose is to avoid carnage at all. Just make the highways safer. So those drivers moving to smaller vehicles, I guess that's better than nothing. But like I said, I wanted to touch on that a bit more. And unpack it a bit. See if we can't analyze it a bit. So I looked up just what a hotshot driver is, and I checked out some loads. So let's take a look. All right, so let's break this down a little further. I'm lazy, so I use Google for this one. What exactly is a hotshot trucker? For those of you who don't know, as you can see, a hotshot trucking generally involves hauling loads with a truck and trailer with a gross vehicle weight of 26,000 pounds or less. That is the weight of the truck, the trailer, and the freight together has to be less than 26,000 pounds. A standard driver's license is typically common for these. But you do need a Department of Transportation's medical card, which means that you have to still do a DOT physical every 2 years. And a hotshot needs a operating authority, just like regular trucking companies. That includes a motor carrier's registration number and a US DOT registration number. For 4 loads. Now this is interesting. 4 loads that are 10,000 pounds or more. That's just the freight that they're hauling. They need to have a commercial driver's license or a CDL. Typically, I would assume that it would most likely just be a CDL class C, or a variant of it, depending on what state they're getting their license in. But additionally, yes, we already covered that. Liability insurance. Well, everybody needs to have liability insurance on their vehicles. Now, this is something I found that was interesting. Regular hotshot drivers, they still have to use an ELD system, just like big trucks. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, given the state of trucking today, I mean, ELDs, they don't really do anything anymore. I mean, as is commonly becoming known, companies are just manufacturing logbooks nowadays. Pretty much, well, a lot of companies are. I'm not going to say every company is, but a lot of good number of companies do manufacture logbooks. They do throw ghost drivers into vehicles just so they can get that extra mile out of the truck. So I mean, nevertheless, I was a little surprised that a hotshot driver needed to have an ELD. Let's scroll down a little bit. Driving and medical requirements. A Class D license. You typically need a Class D license for loads under 10,000 pounds. DOT card, as I already covered all this. Operating authority, I covered that. That's your motor carrier's registration number and your US DOT number. You get those both through the FMCSA. Business license. In theory, you do need that, but I mean, it's not like those aren't being forged nowadays. EIN number, you can get that. That's free. You get that right from the government. This is another one that was interesting to me. IFCA license. I didn't know hot shots were required to go into the IFCA system. So that's a little interesting for me. I thought that was just exclusive to CDL A trucks and CDL B trucks. Vehicle equipment requirements. Additional considerations. All right, so that's pretty much what Google has to offer us. So let's play around with the load board a little bit and see what we come up with this. All right, let's see. So I already picked some random locations to pick up a load. Okay, I'm running a dry van, so let's look for loads with dry vans for these locations. And as you can see, these are the filters I'm going with. Trailer length, 53 feet. Price, any rate per mile, any weight. So I put the distance between 800 and 1,000 miles just so we can narrow it down to something. So we can narrow down and get a good comparison for rate per mile. So I wonder if I could search them both side by side. Let's try that. I'm using the Truck Smarter load board, by the way. It's basically free, so I'm kind of liking that. You know, I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? All right, we got a rate per mile set. So TQL, they're offering a right off the bat. They're offering a couple good loads. I mean, $3,000, $309 a mile for 1,000 miles. That's pretty damn good for a drive-in. Again, 2,900 for 1,000 miles. That's also pretty good. 2,300. I would take that. Oh, triple transport. They're up there with a decent load. It's a 2-stop. 1 pickup, 2 stops, or 2 drops, whatever you want to call it. So, have we even seen a hot shot yet? Oh, right there, hot shot. All right. So, Curse, we got a flatbed and a hot shot for $229 a mile. That's actually pretty good for an 8,000-pound load. 40-foot flatbed. Let's click on it, see what it's got. Well, yeah, obviously broke requirements are not met. 2 stops. Rutherford, Texas to Tucson, Arizona. I ran that. Oh, you could factor this load. That's pretty good. So this is actually a decent load for a hot shot. But again, I mean, so what else do we got here going on? So as you can see, I mean, looking at this load board, that was, oh, here's another one, $1.80 a mile. Third one, fourth. Oh, now we're getting to the hot shots. Now we're seeing more hot shots as we get lower on the rate per mile. Oh, another one. All right, another one. But either way, I mean, you don't see on this, at least on this load board, you're not. Oh, there they are. All right, so this is. All right, this is pretty much the sweet spot for hot shots by the looks of it. 60 cents a mile, 48 cents a mile, 58 cents a mile, 40 cents a mile. And those are all car loads by the looks of it. Ship cars. I'm assuming they're car loads. Oh, these aren't even priced. So, back to, so the first thing I saw with this, I mean, you didn't even see any, like, when looking at good rate per mile loads, I mean, it was all drive-in. You only saw 2 hot shot loads that were actually paying a competitive rate per mile. But then once you get down here to 60 cents a mile, 50 cents a mile, down in that neighborhood, that's where all the hot shots are. So, like I said, I think, at least it's my hopes, that, the English proficiency requirements, when they go into effect, I mean, a lot of these non-English speaking drivers, I mean, some of them are going to go over to the hot shot division. I'm banking on it. But being that the rates are so low for hot shots, I'm hoping that it's going to be a stronger encouragement for those drivers to become English proficient, so that they can be safe in the CDL on this nation's highways. And we looked up a couple of loads on the load boards. I clicked on a couple of those loads because I wanted a little further clarification on them. And what I thought was interesting is only 3 of those loads were 10,000 pounds or less. All the other loads, they were rated for more than 10,000 pounds, which means that for that hotshot driver to pull that load, they would have to have a CDL, or a commercial driver's license. Once again, puts them underneath the English proficiency requirement. So, again, if a non-speaking CDL holder does go over to a hotshot division, they're still going to be extremely limited. Like as I saw, there was out of 20 loads, only 3 of them were 10,000 pounds or less. That I saw. I didn't click on every single load that was listed on that board. But again, even if they go over to the hotshot division, they would still need a CDL to pull the majority of that freight. So again, English proficiency would still be a requirement, even if they're running hotshot. So as I said in the beginning, as I continue to try and stress upon, I am not against immigrants coming into this country to work. I am not against immigrants working in this country and sending their money home to their families. I support that. But it's got to be done legally, and it's got to be done safely. And as right now, for the most part, those 2 requirements are not being met. And that is the issue. That is the issue that I have. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a step in the right direction for all of us.